Alright, this one worries me a little bit because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. WWE announced that Jon Stewart will be the host of WWE SummerSlam 2015. I know that there's been an ongoing storyline of Jon Stewart versus Seth Rollins that dates back for a little while. Seth Rollins has been on Comedy Central's Daily Show twice, both making surprise appearances, sneaking up behind Jon Stewart as Jon Stewart was trash-talking him. This, a lot like with the ESPN coverage, is a big deal for WWE. You know, being a part of pop culture, being brought up on this news show that has a Monday through Friday schedule. A large amount of people watch this. Jon Stewart was the host of this for a long time. I think he did 16 years for The Daily Show. He just recently retired. You would think with the retirement he would be going off and enjoying not really having much responsibility, not really having to do much of anything, but taking a booking to show up at WrestleMania, I guess it's SummerSlam, I apologize, is a pretty big deal for WWE. I don't know what a lot of directions that this could go. I'm guessing that more than likely Jon Stewart won't be doing a lot out in front of the crowd. I think that basically he'll be a backstage sort of correspondent, maybe having a run-in with Seth Rollins before his big match. But we've seen Jon Stewart kick Seth Rollins in the crotch before on Monday Night Raw, and Seth Rollins never really get a lot of revenge against him. But then again, WWE is kind of weird because when they have celebrities come into their WWE universe, normally it's like the celebrity will get over on whoever it is that they're fighting against. If you can remember against Florida Georgia Line, the country singers, they were out doing live commentary and basically started getting into it with the wrestlers. You saw Florida Georgia Line lay out the wrestlers and basically just walk out, and just nothing really ever happened to them. These guys are great country music singers. They make a lot of pop country that sells a lot of records, gets a lot of plays on radio. But I don't think these guys are really in the gym training to be fighters all that much. It doesn't really make sense that they're just sort of, low blowing a guy and just walking off with no blows coming their way at the end of this. There's a few different things that I think they could do with Jon Stewart. Basically, from my time watching The Daily Show, he has a little bit of different views along with a WWE Hall of Famer, that would be Donald Trump. I think that Donald Trump has not been announced for SummerSlam yet, and with him being a presidential candidate for, I believe, the Republican Party, I don't pay a lot of attention to politics. I don't really talk about politics on my channel all that much because it's just sort of it's either a hit or miss thing. You're either going to be on the same side of me or you're going to be on the completely different side, and you're just going to want nothing to do with it. But honestly, in my mind, I don't think Donald Trump will be president. I don't think that Donald Trump would make a good president even if he was miraculously elected. But honestly, from listening to the things that Donald Trump said during the last debate, I think that a lot of what Donald Trump has in mind, he doesn't really say it the right way. Like he said, he feels that the United States of America today is too politically correct. I think that you have to be a little bit politically correct in this world, and you can't just go on and just basically blast the whole race. I understand that you want to cut off the Mexican border. You don't want illegal immigrants coming into the country, but the lengths that he went to say this just went a little bit too far in my mind. Definitely with sayings like that, you're going to get people behind you like, yeah, but then when you think about it, at the end of the day, the people that are coming across the Mexican border, the illegal immigrants, they're not really coming in and they're not taking mainstream America jobs. A lot of these people work in like meat packing plants. They work on farms, like picking strawberries or picking other things like that. They're doing jobs in America that a lot of Americans wouldn't do. I have a problem with myself. I think this is with every generation. They think the generation after them basically doesn't pick up the slack and run the country that they think they would run. I see a lot of people coming into the workplace these days that honestly don't give 100%. They're very sluggish. And I'm sure that the people that are older than me and saw me coming into the workplace with my generation probably thought the same thing. And it's like America is getting dumber and slower as we move along. So there are things that Donald Trump says that I think does I'm tired of losing as a country. Our dollar isn't worth anything. We're billions and billions of dollars in debt. It makes no sense. Somebody has to pick up this country and put it in the right place. For so many years, we were looked at as one of the leading countries in the world. And it's not like we're a laughable joke. But we're in the elite top. But it feels like at the end of time, we're getting left behind. And basically, there's classes in America that don't really equal out to anything. There's basically you're rich or you're just scraping by, and that's just about it. There's no middle ground. These guys are getting richer. These people here are falling down more and more. But I think that honestly, the WWE, they had to do what they had to do with Hulk Hogan. And he said what he said. Donald Trump said what he said. Donald Trump's not really getting blasted the way that he did. He didn't really drop any really big negative terms about what he was talking about. I think that Donald Trump is the guy that likes the limelight. He likes people watching him. It doesn't matter if it's wrestling fans or if it's anybody that's gonna put maybe a vote in his pocket. I think that Donald Trump would show up to SummerSlam if he was asked. Hell, he did the WWE Hall of Fame as a personal friendship to Vince McMahon. How these guys are friends, it doesn't make sense to me. They went out, they promoted their show. They went on the Today Show the night after Vince got his head shaved, talking about how big of a success WrestleMania was. I wouldn't be surprised if Jon Stewart and Donald Trump have some sort of show off as a part of SummerSlam. I think it would be something that gets a little bit out there into the news world. Be showing clips of SummerSlam and that sort of picking up the pace and trying to make this a bigger WrestleMania. So we'll see what goes on with Jon Stewart. Maybe at the end of the day, playing it safe. It's just him maybe getting kicked in the nuts, or maybe him getting the better of Seth Rollins again. But I wouldn't be surprised if Donald Trump, a WWE Hall of Famer, is a part of Jon Stewart being at SummerSlam this year.